few miles out of Orange Grove, Texas. Down a long and winding driveway in Jim Wells County, you'll find a man on a mission.
This is kind of like welcome to no man's land. You're gonna live out here, you gotta love it. If you don't love it, don't live here.
There's not much between Corpus Christi and the border with Mexico. Miles and miles of huisache, mesquite, rope cactus, and the occasional rattlesnake.
Anything that will sting you, bite you, or tear you apart.
And that's just how David Estep likes it. It's the peace and quiet that makes his home.
I love being out here, no traffic. You know, whatever we want to do, if we're big enough to do it and it's not against the law, we do it.
Like sharing your home with a Gaboon Viper.
You don't have to go out the door. I'm not gonna let him get close enough to do any damage to you. If he hits you, call the board. Don't even worry about the hospital.
One of the deadliest snakes on the planet.
And why in the world would you have this in your house?
I really don't know. I've had cobras in my house. I've had rattlesnakes in my house. I have my wife in my house. I love having him around. I would. I'll tell you what I will do. No, come here. What I will do, take that part of it. No, just hope, just really, just let him lay in your hand. You don't squeeze him, nothing else. Just let him lay there. As long as you don't squeeze him, you're not posing a threat to him. He's just checking out a different hand, holding on to him.
That's close enough.
He's used to my hand, and like right now, it's like, okay, where you at?
David's fascination with snakes started at an early age.
They had a rattlesnake roundup in Archer City, which was only like 17, 18 miles. And my grandfather would take me over there every year for the rattlesnake roundup, and I was just fascinated. I mean, I was more fascinated than watching a movie.
So you're hooked from a very young age.
And my grandfather told me, he said, you know what? He said, when you turn 13, he said, you make up your own mind.
Handling snakes and educating people about them is all he's ever wanted to do, and he's been doing it since he was 13. He's traveled all over the country, thrilling and sometimes disgusting audiences with daring feats, things you definitely shouldn't try at home.
Me and a very good friend. I mean, love him closer than a brother, probably. Head first sleeping bag. He did it with 220, I did it with 200 rattlesnakes in there.
That's when you crawl inside a sleeping bag.
You get inside the sleeping bag and they start putting the snakes in there with you, rattlesnakes. And every one of them are just like they were when God put them on the face of the earth. They have their venom, they have their fangs.
It was during a recent show in Riesel when David's luck ran out.
Okay, we had the cobra up on the table, and we normally get a cobra up, which is Walter.
This is Walter, ladies and gentlemen.
And we've had Walter for about 8 years. Usually we try to get him hooded up, and whoever, could be David, it could be Landon, leans over, kisses him on top of the head, put him back in the box, everything's bueno, everything's great. Well, this time Walter decided that he didn't want to be kissed on top of the head, and he didn't want my hand on him. And before I could get rid of him, he turned around and he latched onto my left hand, and it was what it was. But I looked at David, I looked at Landon, I said, damn, I'm bit.
A bite from a monocle cobra can easily kill a full-grown man if he doesn't get immediate medical attention. David was rushed to Baylor Scott & White in Waco, where unfortunately, they didn't have any cobra antivenom.
You know, we do keep antivenom for, the snakes we see in Central Texas. So rattlesnakes, cottonmouths, the snakes in the crotolid family, pit vipers. But we do not keep antivenom for every species of snake around here. So we actually had to locate antivenom from the Waco Zoo and bring it to the hospital so we could administer it.
By the time he got to the hospital, David was in bad shape, and they all knew it.
When you get bit by a rattlesnake, your hand's gonna swell, you might have some tissue damage. That's about it. It can still be life-threatening, but it's pretty rare. When you get bit by a cobra, you're gonna be paralyzed.
After numerous doses of antivenom, David began to respond well to treatment. He was released from the hospital 3 days later. He has high praise for the team at Baylor Scott & White.
I can't even say enough about those people.
It saved his life.
The doctor, the nursing staff, the ambulance attendants, everybody. On a 1 to 10, they're 100.
In the days before antivenom, a kiss from a cobra was pretty much a kiss of death. But nowadays, with proper medical treatment, your odds of surviving are much better. David survived his strike. He's even a little cavalier about it. And he's not mad at the snake. After all, he said the snake was just doing what a snake's gonna do.
It was what it was. The cobra was doing exactly what the cobra is meant to do.
You're not mad at the cobra.
Himself.
You're not mad.
Why would I be mad at him? He did exactly what nature and what he is instilled to do. Survival. Survival.
But what I really can't wrap my mind around is this was not the first time David was bitten by a cobra. It wasn't even the second time.
No, I've had 2 other ones.
2.
Matter of fact, I had one out in Bayside, a cobra that I thought was dead. And it wasn't dead, it latched onto my finger.
It was the 3rd time, which begs the question, why, David? Why?
Apparently, God's got something else in store for me.
I mentioned that David is a man on a mission. His mission is educating people on what to do if they encounter a snake in the wild.
What do you think they'd be doing about this time of day?
Laying up underneath this stuff.
And what not to do.
The bottom line is you want them to know that you can't coexist with venomous snakes.
That's it. That's it. They were here a lot longer than what we were. And guess what? They're going to be here a lot longer after we're gone. Deal with it, but learn to coexist with them. Don't think you rule them. You cannot rule something that Mother Nature put on the face of this earth. You can't do it. It's impossible.
Snake shows like this have gotten a bad rap in recent years from those who say this is cruel to the snakes. David doesn't see it that way. He feels if you can entertain someone, you have a much better chance of educating them. So, when the prickly pears bloom, he'll be out looking for them. And he'll keep doing shows until he hears that voice.
Everybody asks me that after every bite. Well, are you retiring? No, I hadn't heard that voice yet. When I hear that voice that tells me, David, give it up, you've done enough, then I'll quit.